Get ready with me, daytime glam. So I'm starting off with the Catrice concealer just to conceal the eyelids, and this is in the shade Warm Olive. And then I'm going in with the Urban Decay Born to Run palette in the shade Rough, which is a brown shade for transition in my crease. And then I'm going in with a bone color shade called Weekender all over the eyelid. This will be an all matte look. And then I'm going in with the darker brown shade, which is Good as Gone in the palette, just on the outer crease to create some dimension. And then back in with the bone color shade called Weekender all over the eyelid to intensify it a bit more. And then going in with a highlighting shade called Stranded on the brow bone. And then going in with the black shade called Jet. I'm using that as an eyeliner because I won't be using actual eyeliner today. And then going in with the color corrector from LA Girl in the shade Orange. I will list all the products also down below, and that I use to color correct my very dark under eye circles. And then I'm a bit extra, so I'm going in with this Wet n Wild cushion just to add some extra brightness under my eyes before I apply my foundation and concealer. For foundation, I'm using a mixture of the Essence Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation, and this is in the shade Neutral Almond. And then I am running out of the Helio Care, which has some good skincare benefits as well, and that's in the shade, it's a tinted moisturizing sunscreen, and that's in the shade Brown. And then I'm just mixing that together and blending it out. And then I'm going in with it's actually a concealer. It's called the Instant Cover Flawless Concealer. And I just purchased that Discam. And it's in a very dark brown shade. And that I use to cream contour. Yes, I go quite heavy when it comes to my nose contour. Because I do like to keep my nose a little bit thinner than what it appears. Or more narrow than what it appears. So I do go quite heavy with the nose contour. And then after this, I am going back in with that same concealer I used to prep my eyelids, which is the Catrice True Skin Concealer, which I'm enjoying quite a bit because I am somebody that can only use medium to full coverage concealers because I've got very dark under eye circles. It runs in the family, so I do whatever it takes to conceal it and to brighten up that area. As you can see, I do go quite heavy with the concealer. Even if it's a daytime look, I do tend to go quite heavy. That's just me. That's just how I like to apply my products. It is I do get quite heavy-handed. But yeah, that's just personal preference. And I mean, I trust the process. And it looks crazy right now, but I do trust the process when it comes to makeup. And then, she's feeling a bit bougie. She wants to use her Chanel Loose Translucent powder. And that I use mainly in the T-zone and under the eyes, just to set that area. And then for the rest of the face, I do use the Wow Cosmetics all over powder. I do enjoy the Wow Cosmetics, and that is found at most pharmacies nowadays. And then for bronzer, I am using the Smashbox Photo Filter powder foundation, and that's also in a darker shade, in the shade 9. I use that to bronze the skin, the perimeters, as well as the nose and everywhere. Get that double chin, girl. Get that chin. And then another Wow Cosmetics product, which I do use sort of like a bronzer topper because it does contain a little bit of sheen and shimmer in it. And then for blush, I'm using the BH Cosmetics Nude Blush Palette. That's me deciding which colors I should use. And then I always end up just mixing a bunch of colors together to get this pink toned blush shade that I really like. And then for highlighter, I go in with the MAC Cosmetics Whisper of Guilt. I know a lot of people aren't highlighting nowadays, which is quite sad because I love my highlighter and I will never stop highlighting. You'll always see me with highlighter, cheekbones, nose, practically almost everywhere. That same highlighter, I'm going in with the inner corner of my eyes as well. And then I'm just using my blush brush just to blend that out. And then I'm going in with the Quick Fix. It's just like a makeup setting spray. And then this random brow pencil I found at like Chinatown. And then I'm using the Essence Fix Me Brow Gel, which is nice because it contains a little bit of aloe ingredient, which helps to grow the hairs of the brows. And then I'm going in with the Essence Nude eyeliner in soft nude, as well as a pair of Ardell Wispies and the Kiss Lash Glue, and then the Lash Princess Mascara from Essence. And key tip is to wait for your lashes to dry for at least 1 minute and then look down into the mirror to apply your lashes as close to the lash line. And then I'm using the MAC Cosmetics Cork Lip Liner, which is my favorite lip liner. I cannot live without this. Whether it's a daytime or a nighttime look, I'm always applying this lip liner. I just can't get enough. And then I'm going with the Isabella liquid lipstick. It's in the shade Nude, but it's more pink than nude in my opinion. So I don't know why it's called Nude. But then I'm going in with another Isabella product, which is the lip gloss. And then that's the final look.